Their business practices are so unethical that it bothers me. When I was doing my MBA, we like studied their business model, and it is just whack. It's like for me, even with big bulk shopping, I'll always do Costco over Sam's because I just can't. You're desperate, you have to do it, but I just don't like the way they get down. So it's hard for me.
If you
I
ever read the
concur.
book, if you ever read the book Justice by Michael Sandow, he has a whole section about Walmart. So there's the unethical part about it, but then there's also the I'm just better than Walmart.
Yeah, 100% better than Walmart. And I'm only going because my sister wants to go. And I have to get a lot of things for a party, but I am like having to work myself up to step foot in
Yeah.
Walmart.
I just hold my nose sometimes.
So
I'd be desperate.
what?
My kids need something. My kids, I don't mean smell wise. That sounds bad. I meant that
No, I
figuratively.
know what you mean.
I
You
didn't
can
mean that
smell
literally.
Sometimes, depending on which one you're going in and what time
It
of day.
does depend. It does depend.
Here's what
If
Darrell
you in
has said
Detroit,
in the last 2 minutes. He said,
yes.
people at Walmart are trash, desperate, and stink.
No,
That's what the
let's
man
be
just
clear.
said.
We're not
I
talking
don't make
about
the
the
rules.
people
I
at
don't make the
Walmart.
rules.
The corporation that has a trickle effect
I didn't
on
hear that.
everyone.
I didn't hear that
No, it's the
distinction
people.
at all.
It's the people.
At
It's
all.
the people.
I'm trying to help you.
I don't make the rules,
Okay.
y'all. It's just what it is.
If I do go to Walmart and my wife makes me go, because that's the only time I go, it has to be early in the morning, when civilized people are there. So what
You
is
mean
acceptable
people
to
over the
me?
age of 70?
Yeah, exactly. People who are like in their mid 40s and older, because
Yeah.
20-year-olds
I got
don't
you.
wake up until like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So
So
Period.
you said you don't want to shop with the YNs?
yeah, I can't do it. I can't shop with the YNs at all.
And the employees sometimes get on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie. The employees act like they're doing you a favor because
Come
they're
on.
underpaid. And they do, so they act as if they're doing you a
Right.
favor doing their job. I can't stand customer service like that. Never have. This is frustrating.
Nah, I like increase, like when I go, first of all, I haven't been to Walmart in years, but I like have a plan for today. I'm like walking really fast, looking straight ahead, like RBF. I won't say what that is, but for the people who know what RBF is, it's going to be
Yes.
on 10. It's going to give not her. You know what I mean? So, and I have a list that I will be just walking through. I'm going to look busy, occupied, and preoccupied.
I am disturbed. I'm a little disappointed, but I digress.
Hey, it's
You'll get
okay for
over
us.
it.
Here's the thing. What I don't do is act like equality is a real thing. I recognize that I'm better than most people. And so as long as we embrace it and we don't like carry the facade, in my bourgeoisie, I'm trying to bring other people up. I'm like Du Bois. You can't study Du Bois and act like you don't like elitism, because Du Bois is the prince of the bourgeoisie. And so
we can have a conversation about how the talented 10th has been misrepresented if we want. I'm more than happy to do that.
No.
However,
Tryce, are you serious?
I think that some of the arguments about Du Bois's elitism have been a little misrepresented.
This is a great conversation because it's not even. I mean, it went from levity
Walmart
to now it's
Du Bois.
It went from like levity to like.
It stands for won't ever be at Walmart. That's what the WEB stands for.
Now, Ian, that was good. That was good.
That was really
That was great.
That was nice.
I just want to clear the air. I do not stand with show. Okay.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start off.
I like those soft openings, though. I think that it gets people engaged and shows our personalities.
Excellent. I'm glad that you like it. Maybe that means the commoners will like it as well. We're gonna read
the plebes, as they call it.
The plebeians will like it as well.
Oh gosh. Comments from the gentry.
This is good culture.
From Isaiah 9, verse 6, for a child will be born for us, a son will be given to us, and the government will be on his shoulders. He will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. Good day. This is our Christmas episode for the Good Culture Show. And I am here with my wonderful collective, my family, my good people. How y'all doing?
What up,
Ray,
though?
Doing well.
it's the most wonderful time of the year.
All right.
All
Now
right.
look here, Anastacia. What's good about this year for you? 20 seconds. What's good?
The whole year or this time of the year?
This time of the year. Did I say this year? I'm sorry. This time of the year.
I'm a big fan of Christmas. I'm fine with the commercialization of Christmas. Love it. Love every part of it. Love the trees. Love the ornaments. Love the shopping. Love the food. Yeah, I am here for commercial Christmas for sure.
So what you're saying is that you throw Bernie's book, Fighting Oligarchy,
Yeah.
out the window during the
Yeah.
Christmas
Only
season.
for
and
1
get
month
back
a year,
to it
though.
after
For
the
Only
year.
1 month a year.
year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
starting on like the first Sunday of Advent.
That tracks. That
There you
tracks.
go.
That's all right.
We all
This
have
is
to
what
make
I'm
our
talking-
calculations. We have to make our calculations.
Yes.
We are complex people, and I love it.
We
And I
are.
love the fact that, yeah, see, there you go. All right. Anybody else?
That
What's
doesn't
good for you?
justify your Walmart take, show. Just saying.
No, it's very
Oh,
justified.
but
I know
I
that's
do
where you're
not-
going. I know that's where you're going.
We are complex people. We carry both. Look, we carry both goodness and a little bit of our, self-importance. And
Come on.
so what you're
yeah,
saying is, or maybe it is both, right? Is that what you're saying?
maybe. That's exactly what
I
I'm
got
saying.
you.
know
I
what
got
mean?
you. That's a deep cut for
All
some,
right.
but we got it.
Yeah, there we go. Ian, how about you? What's good to you?
Hey, man. What's good to me is our church, other than Christmas Eve service in a couple of days, we are closed. Like we do an online only service the last Sunday of the year. And so I'm with my family for the next probably 10, 12 straight days to just relax and recharge and get ready for the new year. So that's real good to me.
I love that for you. More people need to do that.
Yeah.
Darrell, how about yourself? What's good to you in this season?
I love being able to get away with the family. I got my kids, woman. We all are just going down to Universal to celebrate Christmas and go to Epic at Universal. That's their new park they just opened. So just love to be able to get time. My kids are getting ready they're all kind of leaving step apart from each other for college and all that. So just love getting time with family.
Excellent. I love Christmas season. Unlike Anastacia, I am not a capitalist in that sense. That I just love the commercialization of our Messiah. But hey, some people like to make T-shirts and prostitute our gospel and Jesus, and I'm not that kind of person.
That's
But
cool.
what I do love is just what Christmas does, not only to the Christian, but I think what it does to the world. I think it brings there's a special kind of dispensation of grace that I think the celebration of Christmas and Jesus does to the world. It just makes people a little more, to me, in my opinion, in my observation, no real research. I ain't called Barna, anybody like that, but just how I think the world is more settled and centered during this season and this time, and we slow down. And one thing that I do think commercialization or the marketing of Christmas does, it tells us to reflect on these things with family. And so I think it makes us a little more social and a little more focused on things that matter. And I love it. And I just love movies. I love the music. I just love the time of year. It's really beautiful for me. How about yourself, Tryce? And then lead us into our next segment.
Absolutely. I love Christmas for for the reason that my kids love Christmas, which is it's time for Polar Express, for hot chocolate,
Yes.
for marshmallows. We went ice skating last week. We're going ice skating again this week. We're putting up the tree. So I've learned to enjoy some of the things that I didn't enjoy so much growing up. When mom would say, "Okay, we're putting up the tree together," I was like, it was a chore. Now I understand as a father why that meant so much to her to put up the tree. And so to now see her to be able to do that with my kids, her grandkids, was really special over the last couple of weeks. So some of those traditions and seeing the excitement that the Christmas season brings with my kids in particular is special. So that's why I'm liking the Christmas season this year. And I've turned into a little bit of a festive person. I wasn't too festive before I had children. Now I'm a little bit more festive. As you can see. Show the whole screen. I got my tree here. I got my bow. my festive cardigan.
He's very proud of this too. So
I
everybody
am.
give
I've
him
been
his
talking about
props.
it all.
Yeah,
all
you've
past
mentioned
year.
that cardigan like 3 times already, and so you know you love it.
I only wear it during the Christmas season. I literally keep it in my closet the
It's a
entire
nice,
year
it's a
just to
nice
wear during the Christmas season.
I mean, it's a nice cardigan, but it doesn't really give me Christmas cardigan. It doesn't give
That's
me.
what I
It
said.
just looks.
It's one of those that's like it's a little like masked. You know, it's not
Yes,
too festive,
It's your
but
Christmas
it's festive
cardigan.
enough. That's what I'm
So
talking
you know when you put it on, it puts
Tryce,
you in the holiday
Tryce,
season.
I'm with you. Tryce, I'm with you. It looks Christmassy to me. I think you look
Thank
very
you.
Christmassy
Thank
and
you.
festive.
Thank
No,
you.
I mean,
It does.
it gives me literary professor who has office hours from 5 to 7. That's what it gives me.
Why 5 to 7? What is that? Is that a slight?
No, it's just like at nighttime because it's kind of it's going to be a little more chill. So it's,
Oh, okay. But absolutely, that's what I aspire to be. Is
Amen.
professorial like,
Yes.
or as some
Very
may say,
erudite.
an academician. I
Erudite
don't like that
is the word
word.
that comes to me. Erudite is what comes to my mind.
So, speaking of Christmas in the season, I want to know what Christmas has looked like for y'all over the years. What did it look like growing up? How has your relationship with Christmas changed? And then what does it look like now that you have families? Have you found yourself like me being more festive with families, or are you more like Show and you're the Grinch and Scrooge during this time? I would love to hear what that has looked like.
I'll kick it off. For me, always festive. Christmas has always been a big deal in my family. I like joking about the commercialization, but truly, like, we spend a ton of time with family. I'm like locked in one of my guest rooms now because my house is already full with like my family, my husband and my kids, my mom, my brother and his wife, my sister-in-law. Like, they're already here and they're going to be here through the new year. And that's like exactly how I like it. Movies have been like a big part of like our Christmas tradition, and even like all of like the classic I don't know if it's claymation, but like the Santa Claus is coming to town, like Frosty the Snowman, all of those rural classics. Like, I grew up watching those and I've like introduced those to my kids, and I wasn't sure because they're like YouTubers, you know what I mean? They like to be on YouTube, like unboxing, watching kids like unbox toys, which is weird, but they love like all of those shows. So for me, when I think about Christmas and like movies in particular, animation like rules the day. So Tryce, you mentioned Polar Express, all the Scrooges, The Grinch with Jim Carrey, again, Frosty the Snowman, all of the claymation Christmas movies, like, they dominate. Even before I had kids, I was watching those with my dad, and like now I get to watch those with my kids. So that's what we do. That's one of the things that we do.
what I heard was one of my guest rooms, which means, how does it feel to be rich, Anastacia?
Really good because I grew up poor, so gold.
I love it. She just said really good. She didn't even try to argue with you. I love it.
Yeah, but she still goes to Walmart. She still shops at Walmart, which is humbling because you said I gotta remember where I come from.
When I have to, yes, I do.
I hear you.
And I don't have to often.
Okay.
All right. What about Darrell? Like, I started off talking about movies. Any movies come to mind for you for Christmas?
Yeah, so one of my favorite Christmas movies to watch every time, and I've watched it with my kids, watched it when I was a kid, is Charlie Brown Christmas. I actually love Charlie Brown Christmas. I love the Charlie Brown Christmas jazz album. I love all things Vince Guaraldi. But matter of fact, I have the Philosophy of Snoopy book sitting on my desk all the time, as you can see. This is like a huge thing. So I love. There's actually some good books, The Gospel According to Charles Schultz, which is also pretty interesting. But yeah, I love Charlie Brown Christmas. It always kind of brings back nostalgia. Getting to the larger question too, growing up, for us, I looked forward to the festivity, if you will. I loved all of that. I loved all the movies, and we would always go to my grandmother's house. She was a caterer, and we would go to her house, and she would like just have a spread of every amazing food, just culinary excellence on display. It was my grandmother. And so everybody would come around. We would have gifts under the tree that everybody brought, all the cousins, aunts, uncles. My dad would get on the piano, start playing. We would sing around the piano and just have Christmas songs. And that was our Christmas holiday, like every year until my grandmother died. And so trying to create, and maybe even recapitulate some of that with my kids is just a real joy. So that's what I love about it.
That's dope.
That is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Speaking of, things that you did growing up that you're trying to do now, for me, this season is about introducing my kids to the classics, whether it be music, movies,
Yeah.
introducing them to what a tradition even is.
Yeah.
Now they're old enough to understand that whenever Christmas comes around, we do this. And so that's special to build those rhythms. We live away from family now. So a lot of the rhythms that I had growing up, going to Papa's house for Christmas Eve, staying the night, everybody doing the pajamas, waking up Christmas morning, doing presents, doing breakfast together. We're not really able to do that because we go home for Thanksgiving and not Christmas. And so we're building our own traditions. And we had to, a couple of years ago, decide, okay, what do we want this season to mean for our family? And one of the biggest things is that we don't want Santa and Christmas to usurp Jesus. And so for us, it's about, hey, Santa is a character. We pretend that Santa does X, Y, and Z, but this season is about Jesus. And so we try to have a good balance to allow them to enjoy those festive things, those characters that we've created, but to get back always to recognize why we celebrate Christmas in the first place, and that's Jesus. So it's been cool to do that, and I tip my cap to my wife as well for doing a lot, like Seeking Jesus. I didn't even know. Y'all know what Seeking Jesus is? I didn't even know what Seeking Jesus was. It's like Elf on the Shelf,
right?
But Jesus. So instead of looking for the elf, you look for Jesus, and then you have a little puzzle piece that you put a little picture together each day when you accumulate the pieces, and then each one has a verse to learn about Jesus in the Christmas season. So those are the new traditions that we've been doing, and I kind of like it.
That's wonderful. That's what is a classic to you?
A classic is something that I like. No others' opinions.
There's no objective.
A classic is what I like.
No objective litmus test. No objective standard by which to judge. Got it.
There's no kind of like moratorium, like no time like limit to which it was released.
Not a Christmas classic. No, a Christmas classic. As soon as it becomes a widespread loved movie, it becomes a Christmas classic, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I love the spirit of Christmas. I hate the practice of it, and I am somewhat of a Scrooge, and that has been more of a recent development. I think as my kids have gotten older, I've tried not to impute my unrighteousness onto them, or maybe my righteousness. I don't know. But I'll just call it unrighteousness right now because I want to seem humble. But I try not to pass on that Scroogeness on them because I do want them to experience it in the ways that they, not only them, but that their mother also wants to celebrate Christmas. But the things that we do now is that, to Tryce's point, I mean, I try to make much of Jesus. We try to make sure that we realize why we're doing this is for Jesus. We usually would do devotionals in the morning, like little kind of prayer time, but we're heavy on music in our house. Like, so this is a debate on when actual Christmas music and decorations can start, because I think there's an ungodliness around that as well.
Yeah.
But in our house, there's a particular time where the first Christmas song plays, and at that moment, that is Christmas season.
And when is that?
When's that date?
It can't happen until after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Until
I'm with
after
that. That's pretty. A lot of people feel that way.
Not on Thanksgiving. Not on Thanksgiving. Maybe not even the first morning of Black Friday, like on the morning. It has to be deep into Black Friday before we start playing Christmas music.
No.
If you have lights up before Thanksgiving, you are a pagan. There is something wrong with you.
Idol worship.
Listen, man, let me tell you why you're wrong. Okay. And it's completely ridiculous reason for me. My wife is super Christmas lady, man. Like, she's like here's my thing. The amount of money that she spends on Christmas decorations and whatnot, I'm like, put it up when you want, man. You paid for all that stuff. So most years, November 1st, it's up.
November
Yeah,
1st?
right after Halloween.
November
Right after
1st.
Halloween.
Sir,
She puts
that
it up,
is
man.
ungodly.
It's not
No.
ungodly. What's
Not only-
ungodly is the amount of money that she spends on the decorations. And so
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
all
but
right, well, we're going to do it.
That's
Then
on
it's
y'all.
up.
That's
It's
your
not me.
irresponsibility as frugal people. What I'm telling you need to do is you're messing up the social fabric of this country because there's an order. There's an order in which
Thanksgiving
things should
sucks.
happen. No,
We talked about this already.
Thanksgiving, the holiday, just like Walmart. Yes, there's the
Yes.
institutional idea of Thanksgiving
So
sucks.
Ian is too woke for Thanksgiving. He just right over it.
Right now, it's just another excuse to bring people together. We love it. We love- and-
Yes.
I'm in agreement.
Gratitude.
I'm in
We don't-
agreement. I feel that
What are you
way.
talking about? Yes, people
Thanksgiving, like, we don't care about Christopher Columbus and his like crimes, but it's just another time for people to get together. That's why we do it. We watch.
And so you messed that up, but I'm gonna let you speak, Anastacia. But you
Okay.
messed that up when you celebrate Christmas because now people are in the Christmas mindset.
No.
There's a particular mindset we need to be in October, November,
No.
and then December.
I feel
November
that
and December go together.
November, December go together.
They go together.
A.
They're woven
And
inextricably.
I feel like getting into the Christmas spirit early actually enhances the gratitude that you have because I'm already thinking about the King. All right, I'm already thinking about what he's done, and I'm grateful. I don't know about you.
Come on.
I'm thankful. Okay.
Oh wait, hold up. But see, I pray without ceasing. The word is getting my heart. I don't know about you, but the outward expression of his affection that I have for him is displayed differently at Thanksgiving because I'm being thankful. And then during the Christmas season,
you're not thankful at Christmas.
I am contemplating on the calendar of Advent. Come on, somebody. And what I can't do is rush that too early because too much of a good thing creates a diminishing cost
let me
return.
Tell you why you're wrong again.
Not so with Jesus. Not so with Jesus. You can't have too much Jesus. Talk to me.
Advent is all about what? Waiting and anticipation. So the earlier you start with the stuff, the more anticipation you're building. The longer you gotta wait. That's holier. Basically, what I'm saying, what you have just done is you have proved the point that I am holier than you. Wrong.
See, show you're trying to rush. You're trying to rush the delivery. You're trying to rush the coming of the Lord.
And if you find yourself getting apathetic, if you find yourself getting apathetic, that sounds like a discipleship issue, not necessarily a function of Christmas or Thanksgiving itself.
Talk about it.
At your own soul.
And I'm saying what we're doing as a machine is we're creating apathetic people. And I thought for a second, hold up, Tryce, somebody was with me, and I felt like there's a Judas in the mess. I felt like somebody just left me. I had one, and then all of a sudden, some tickling ears. There's some false prophecy was communicated, and I lost.
I was like Demas. I fell in love with the world. I was swayed by the world.
Come on. I thought you was with me for a second, and then you left me. Come on. I think you like Mark.
I think there's a healthy in between. I think there's a healthy in between that we've got to get to. I think that late November. I specified late November.
After
y'all go ahead.
That could be a week.
It doesn't have to. I'm cool with the week of Thanksgiving doing that transition. We celebrate Thanksgiving. We've been getting prepped for it. We prep for Christmas, and then it's okay if the week of Thanksgiving we initiate the Christmas season. It's okay. It's okay.
I like the words you're using. You're being very intentional about the words. I am. And I like that. But the moment we take stuff out the box and we place it as a demonstration, that's where the violation, that's where the sin comes in, my brother.
I agree with that. So we don't do Halloween in our house, and so we always watch our very first Christmas movie on Halloween night. That's like what we do because we don't celebrate Halloween. Now, decorations, so like music, movies, they begin in November, full out. But decorations don't begin until mid to late November.
Okay. Well,
y'all can have it. Here's what I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
I work at a church, and there's stuff on the calendar almost every day in December for the first 2 or 3 weeks. My wife works at a school, and she's got all kinds of everything. And so for us, what we found out is if we don't do it in the beginning of November, it ain't getting done till the week before Christmas. And so we do what works for our family. And I'm the anticipation does build. I can see the argument, but for us, it's not apathy. It's like this is how my wife celebrates, and for me, it's just if she's happy, I'm happy, and I do my own thing. But so it's cool, man. I used to be like you. I used to be like you and be like, nah, we ain't doing this. And then I was like, you know what? If this is what makes you happy and this helps you get into Christmas season and enjoy and experience this in a way that resonates with your soul, then why do I need to argue with you for some arbitrary reason because somebody else don't like
I hear
it?
you, Ian.
So
I hear
argue
you
with
with
that.
that. And now hold on. And I used to be like you. I used to be like you, Ian, where I allowed my vocation to be my idol, and it consumed all my time, and therefore I wasn't able to get things done. And then I realized I gave my life unto the King, amen. And I said, "You have my heart. You have my time."
I'll say this. My middle daughter, Audrey, she can't stand when people play Christmas music too early in her mind. I like to irk her. I play Christmas music all year round. I love Christmas music, so I'll be playing it all year round. I say when I'm at the Keys, I'm always playing Christmas time is here. I'll play Christmas songs and all throughout the year. It drives her crazy. But she finally relented and was like, all right, for her, it's like December 1st. That's it. She don't even want to hear no Christmas anything. She hates that there are Christmas commercials in November. And I'm like, girl, where did that spirit of Scrooge come from? She can't stand it, but I let her be solo on that.
It came from show. That's where it came
It's
from.
the spirit of God. The beautiful thing about Christmas all year round is my son, who some of you guys may know, I have two boys on autism spectrum. My oldest son is like, I don't know, like Whoville in our house. That brother loves Christmas, and he celebrates Christmas all year. He'll play Christmas songs, and it's just all jokes aside, it's a wonderful joy to see him because the one thing that is beautiful for me is like I've realized even in all of our kids, but even especially kids who aren't neurotypical, you try to figure out how do they connect to the Lord. Yeah. And this is one way in which I see him connecting to the Lord through Christmas movies he watches all year, through Christmas songs, through Veggie Tale stories and things like that. And so I would never, ever bemoan his joy. Now, my wife, that's a whole nother issue. But my son. But here's the other thing, and we could kind of get through this real quick. When did you take down stuff?
First week of January. First week, got to go. Because it's been up for me for a while.
Yeah, because you started putting stuff up in September. So your stuff go up in September. That's 5 months.
This is good culture.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have a new segment that we're going to do at the end of every month. It's called The First Shall Be Last and the Last Shall Be First. I mean, as we know, Jesus is telling his disciples, he's like, look, ye who seeks to be the greatest in the kingdom will not be the greatest. You will be the last. And those who humble themselves shall be the first. And so in a sense, this listing that I am going to give you guys is a listing of culture. It's what's happening in our world. And the things that I list off first are truly things that just break my heart and are concerning to me. And as we descend in order, it'll get hopefully more joyful, more it'll be more life-giving. All right. And so there are 10 things, and this is the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So the first thing, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing is 2025. It's truly terrible. School shootings, celebrity deaths, immigration, ICE, government shutdowns, inflation, war, interest rates, tariffs, Tylenol creating autism. I mean, hurricanes and fire. I mean, granted, we all can get rid of 2025. 2025 has proven to be the worst. And let me ask you a question. Have you seen the year 2020 and the year 2025 in the same room ever? I rest my case. I think we all know what's happening here. Number 9, African afflictions. All right, so Africa is not doing well right now, or the diaspora of Africa. We have Sudan is still in a civil war. Nigerian authorities just returned about 150 captives from a Catholic school to Niger. At one point, there were close to 315 students and staff unaccounted for. Somalians are going through it in this country because of money mismanagement and corruption, which I granted there needs to be some reprimand. But of course, the United States president has to inflame and fuel racism and xenophobia with Americans. And most times when regular, I guess you can say, I say regular in quotations, Americans mismanage money and practice corruptions, authorities don't use racial abuse to call them out. We usually just call those people presidents, senators, and congressmen. Number 8, MAGA mayhem. This is crazy because I guess MAGA movement is in disarray right now. Tucker Carlson speaking at Turning Point USA at the headquarters of nationalism. He says God doesn't show partiality to countries, which is mind-blowing. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is also criticizing Israel, the aggressiveness of immigration enforcement. I mean, like, what is happening? This is crazy. This is great. I'm finally excited that it seems like Teflon Trump is showing some weakness in his constituency. Will the Republican Party return back to a party that just practiced subtle racism and not the overt racism and xenophobia of Trump? I think we all would actually be happy for the days of McCain and Romney. All right, so that is number 8. Number 7, Sharon Moore, former football head coach of Michigan, the state of the beloved Ian and Darrell. Sad times for you guys. He was fired recently for having an affair with his assistants. He forced himself into the house of his mistress and threatened to kill himself in front of her because he felt like his life was ruined because of him being outed. He was married and had 2 daughters, and you have to feel sorry for the mother and the kids in the situation. His contract was subsequently voided because of the affair, and that was basically $12 million coochie.
Wow.
Is there any sex worth $12 million? And that's crazy. And some people are upset because the young lady she got to keep her job while he lost his position. Some people will blame that on racism. I will not say it has anything to do with racism. I think it has everything to do with the fact that he lost to Ohio State, because winning would cover a multitude of sins. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's number 5. Number 6, we have ACLs and Achilles. I don't know what's happening. I'm struggling. We have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, in the sports world. We have Halliburton. We have Patrick Mahomes. We have Jason Tatum, Dame Lillard. We have Michael Parsons. Even Kyrie Irving. I don't know if this generation's tendons and muscles have gotten weaker with their social abilities and competencies, but we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We need to figure out how to strengthen not only the social aptitude of this generation, but we also have to figure out how to strengthen these Achilles. Number 5. Look, I get it. I work in a mainstream publication space, and it's important to address popular topics. And right now, there's a lot of coverage about Nick Fuentes. And I think some of these publications have done it with sternness and wisdom. But when do you give someone too much attention? I know it's a burgeoning movement among puerile thinkers who believe that race is an actual science, and they forget that whiteness wasn't always some sort of unified social class. So once you get rid of all the niggers and the wetbacks and the Jews, you can return to the wonderful days of European solidarity that we read about in history, which is never existed. And so one of the things I want to know is, how do we call out ignorance without giving people like Nick Fuentes so much coverage? So big up to the people who are calling it out, but maybe we shouldn't give them so much attention. Then number 4, the decline of hip hop. Now you may be asking me, why is this lower on the list? Do you celebrate the decline of hip hop? And for me, I will say I celebrate it in the sense that I love hip hop, but I do think some portions of hip hop need to fall apart. There are people who are saying that they don't buy music the way they used to buy it. They don't listen to hip hop in the way they used to listen to. And I agree that some hip hop needs to be done away with. Drill hip hop, kind of like the thought music. I think all of that needs to be done away with. And yes, I am being very bougie in this moment. I think we need more chances. We need more Tobys. And here's the other thing. I'm excited about 50-year-old rappers making a comeback. But I am saying that there needs to be a kind of like a renaissance, because hip hop is destroying culture in a lot of ways. And some people will say no, show is not destroying culture. Same people who say it doesn't destroy culture, the same people who get upset with presidents and people who say egregious things and shift culture. So I would say chill out. All right, so number 3, we have Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, I will say this. Now, disclaimer. I don't agree with everything Dave Chappelle says. but he's the GOAT. He's clearly the GOAT. And I will also say this man has clearly transcended comedy, and he's moved into now putting his hat into being the GOAT of sociologists and philosophers. And so, yes, he's built enough cachet in my world for him to release some bad episodes or some bad stand-ups. If he wants to make a flute album, I'm fine with it because he gave us a Quemini, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm saying. And so, this is a more serious, we get to number 2. I want to give a shout out to the Last Shall Be First, to people who are grieving during this Christmas season, people who have lost parents. I lost my parent this year, one of my parents, my mom this year, and this will be the first Christmas that I will be celebrating without her. And there are a lot of people who are celebrating this wonderful season without loved ones, and sometimes that will bring grief, that will bring sorrow. And I want to just say that, man, like this Christmas is supposed to be a time that reminds us of the joy, but you are probably feeling more in close proximity to grief and sorrow. And may his peace and his mercy be even more closer than the grief and sorrow. May it be your ugly sweater that you prefer not to wear, but you know that it brings you warmth, like Tryce's cardigan. All right, here we go. And lastly, I gotta go with Baby Jesus. Baby Jesus is number 1 on our list. Our God, who exists in eternity, condescended to earth to fulfill a promise of redemption by taking off his cosmic glory and taking on mortal flesh. This is the same God who heard his petty followers debating about who would be top 5 in heaven. And if I had to actually participate in this top 5 argument, I would have to say Simon the Zealot has to be a top 5 because, I mean, think about it. A revolutionary who goes from shanking his enemies to loving them has to be somebody who's top 5. So anyway, all that to say, as a baby, he served, and we know how selfish babies are. As a child, he served, and we know how middle schoolers are. As a teenager, he served, and we know how we hate teenagers. And even as an adult, he served. And I can tell you about 535 adults in Washington who don't make a habit of serving, even though their job is to be a public servant. Therefore, let's acknowledge the goodness of Jesus, especially his humanness in this season and the gift that Jesus is to us. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the 10 of the first shall be last and the last shall be first.
Right.
Insert
right.
applause.
Yes.
So thoughts. Here we go.
Well, my first thought is we got to work on that ascension towards good things, because it wasn't a whole lot of good. I didn't feel like getting progressively better until about number 8.5.
No, the decline of hip hop was a good thing. It's because now we get we get the opportunity for better music. We get the opportunity.
Tryce is taking it personal that you put Chance's picture as the icon for the decline of hip hop. You got
no. I'm saying,
I know what you're saying, but if someone just looks at the graphic, it kind of.
That's for the clicks. That's for the clicks.
So
maybe we could get to the good a little bit earlier. But I understand that bad was when you said Fuentes was at what was that, number 7?
5.
I think it was he was at 5. He was at 5. Whether it be the Atlantic, New York Times, Free Press, there's a lot of people talking about Nick Fuentes, and I get it. We should be addressing something that is probably a growing movement in this country, but at some point I think we aid in his stardom. And there's a reason why I was talking to a journalist friend. She says there's a reason why a lot of people don't write about suicide, because they found that the more you write about suicide, it actually kind of aids in its burgeoning.
Yeah, I think oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have not had as much interest in the whole Nick Fuentes conversation because he's old news to me. And
Right.
I've been noticing that I've been a little bit disappointed in just how late the news has been.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was going to say
we've been covering, why in the world are we covering Doug Moscow,
Yeah.
Doug Wilson in 2020. CNN is covering Doug Wilson in 2025. It's like, where y'all been? Where you been?
Well, I will say that probably the reason for that especially is because this is the first time that the church is probably ahead of the mainstream media on an issue. Is because we already know about Douglas Wilson and the kind of the the Christian nationalism ideology, but the world is now getting a hold of it, and it's starting to be beneficial for people who are not Christians, and so now they feel like they have to address it.
Yeah, it's just been so interesting to me to just see how, for one of the few times with the 2819 stuff, I saw I think Axios was covering them, and I was like, man, the news cycle is very late whenever it comes to religion this year, because these things, the church, my timeline, Christian timeline, I literally have a Christian timeline on Twitter, been a topic. We've been talking about these things, so that's been interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tryce. Yeah, I think the reason why I'm not saying I disagree that we give too much time to Fuentes. What I get frustrated about is these are topics that came. I was talking about Nick Fuentes with groups of mine, even when Pastor, about 4 years ago, when you started seeing his videos come, and people were like, I don't care. But the thing is, there's as you said, a burgeoning group of people who are imbibing on said ideology. What is more interesting to me is having, obviously, Trice, you're there, having lived in Chicago. I think there's I don't want to say a delicious irony, but there's an interesting irony in the fact that guys like Tim Pool, another Russian-funded major white supremacist in Chicago, guys like Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, all from suburban Chicago. And I think there's something to be said for people who are from suburban areas in the North who typically assume that racism only looks a certain way down south. But when you see, and I think this is one that I think people often won't think about. I think it's interesting when you look at folks who have had these very deep fractures in suburban, largely white America, and they're always looking for people to blame. So they get popular and they get wealthy by looking at the dissatisfaction in their sectors of Chicagoland. And that yearning turns into this broadcasting ideology. But I think, like most political figures nationally and even in some of our local areas, they often lack a persuasive pitch for the future. And I think that one of the things that would be helpful is, especially those of us in, theological circles, Christian circles, they're very kind of cordoned off. These folks have been talking like this for a minute. And it'd be helpful to be like, oh, we know where that is and we know why that is. I living up in suburban Chicago and even in Detroit, the city isn't necessarily a reflection of the rest of the majority of the people in the state, right?
Nope.
And yet people like Kirk, like Poole, like Fuentes do represent a larger percentage of people in that state. They just don't say it. So it's helpful to be aware so we know how to combat it. That's the only thing I think.
Yeah, I've been in to your point, Darrell. I've been in church spaces where I was seeing the radicalization of particularly young white men up close.
That's right.
And leadership was completely apathetic, to the point where there were comments of we should kill abortion doctors at abortion clinics in my group messages, and no one's seeing it as an error.
Yeah.
And so I think in the church specifically, the radicalization of young white men in particular,
that's right.
The increasing discipleship that happens online is something that we have to address. And so I see talking about it as a proactive strategy, a discipleship strategy, where we're not necessarily trying to give these individuals more credibility, but we are trying to make folks aware of the pitfalls of the ideologies and of the teachings that they're talking about as a corrective strategy, as opposed to an amplifying strategy. So I think you have to be careful about how you use your platforms, especially whenever you have a platform.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you have to be mindful of how you talk about them. Because if you're not very stern, like for instance, there's and I'm not going to say there was a couple of the coverage of them on the Free Press, which the Free Press is very libertarian. The way in which they addressed it, I was highly disappointed. Like, they gave this man compliment after compliment, even while at the same time trying to disparage his beliefs. And I'm like, don't call the man intellectual. Don't call the man well-read. Don't, like, there's certain things you just shouldn't say about it, because if you say that he's well-read and he's educated, then somebody will say, well, let me go check him out. And then they'll assume that his argument that is totally false. It's sound, because they will say, well, this person I respect said he was well-read. You know what I mean? So I think that's where you have.
No, go ahead. I'm
Yeah, you have
sorry,
to be
Show.
mindful. No, I'm just saying that's where you got to be mindful. Is if you
Yeah.
do cover them, you have to be mindful of how. And I think there are certain people who have called it out what it is, called it out as it should be, very similar to our episode around Klein and Coates and the coverage of Charlie Kirk versus giving platitudes to a person just because you want to be balanced, if you will.
And I think the hard thing, I agree. I think the hard thing is we do find ourselves in a difficult space with that, right? Because the pageantry around how you introduce somebody with whom you might disagree, we really believe are dead wrong. It's hard because there are people who think that some of us are dead wrong, and they will not give the credit to some of the things that us being, and this person has been, Show's been in these spaces for a really long time. Here's his credibility, and people who disagree are going to be like, why are you building this dude up? Because we think that he's anti-gospel anyway. So it goes both ways because we're the ones, and I think we're right, but we're the ones making a value judgment about said person's ideology as wrong. Therefore, that colors how I will introduce them. They do the same thing. And so I think some folks, to your point, for the sake of being fair and being balanced or whatever, they don't want to come off as guilty of some of the things that we call other people out for.
I think the Charlie Kirk response is a good example of this as well, specifically in that conversation that we talked about a couple of weeks ago between Ezra Klein and Ta-Nehisi Coates, where Ezra Klein was attempting, I think, to be gracious and to kind of give credit to Charlie Kirk, but to completely did not, as Ta-Nehisi pointed out, share any of his explicit messages in his essay. And
That's
so
right.
if we're going to give credit, I can give credit to Charlie Kirk for creating a movement, for utilizing online and the digital platforms that he utilized to reach a large mass of people. But I'm not going to sit here and act like the brother wasn't talking crazy at times.
Right.
And I think specifically the mainstream news outlets right now are so afraid of Trump and MAGA backlash by going against some of these right-wing and far right-wing folks that are really leading the MAGA movement, that they're willing to overlook some of the egregious things that they said and that their platform stands upon, to have this kind of pseudo both sides balanced take, so they don't get targeted.
I think that's a beautiful, because that's why I think the MAGA mayhem is highly important, because as much as we can find a litany of things to disparage Marjorie Taylor Greene about, I think the fact that she was willing to criticize Trump gives other folks courage to criticize Trump, which I think leads to, in some ways, a mob kind of mentality that says, well, you know what, maybe things aren't the way that we thought they would be. And hopefully it leads to some disintegration within that particular movement, which will get us to a place where people can start thinking rationally again. Because they're now detached from the matrix, and they're seeing that the things that I would have espoused 5, 6, 8 years ago, I realize I'm so far removed from that, and I need to probably return to it, despite the fact that there's some sort of reward mechanism to just going along with everything that Trump or MAGA believes or says. And I think if we can get more people to detach themselves from this, and they don't even have to wholly detach, but to criticize, it's showing a chink in Trump's armor.
Yeah, you're talking about like people who in 2016 were quote unquote never Trumpers who
absolutely
are now falling in line and stuff like that. And it's I mean, so I thought that was good on your list.
Everybody, but see, here's the disingenuous thing. Everybody was a never Trumper at some point. Every single person was a never Trumper until they realized, oh, he's going to win the primary.
Good culture.
It's good culture.
All right, now who's feeling good today? As you should, I know I feel good. When they fall apart, we stood. Wisdom is my main chick, love doing the maintenance, peace giving that great consultation through all the changes.
All right, so we're going to close this episode down with, we started out talking about Christmas and traditions and everything, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to have a Christmas culture draft. And so we got 5 categories: movies, songs, food, traditions, and characters. And each of us is going to draft one one item from each category, and then at the end we'll kind of read off our roster or team, if you will, and we're going to let the listeners. We might debate a little bit. We're going to let the listeners tell us who had the best draft or whose roster is the best. So the way it works, and we'll kind of litigate this as we go as well. But once a movie or song or something from that category has been drafted, it can't be drafted again. You can choose a specific version of a movie or a song, but once that song or movie or whatever has been drafted, you can't draft it again. If someone tries to circumvent those rules, we'll debate real quickly, and we'll kind of settle on something. So we just went in. Everybody's going to get a chance to pick in every order, but we started in alphabetical order. So Anastacia has the number one pick in the movie category. So Anastacia, you can choose.
Technically, my name is Amisho. So
yeah, well, you're right. And you should have said that before I wrote out this whole draft order and we're ready to go. So technically, Anastacia still has the number one pick in the movie category. So go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know who's seen this. I don't know that it'll get picked, but it's still one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's called The Family Stone. It's about a white family who, which is quite
why does it? Why was
me. And one of the sons is bringing his very like bougie, controlled, and kind of cold girlfriend to the family to meet them, and all sorts of chaos ensues. So I draft The Family Stone. Highly recommend. It's kind of it gets a little sad too, but it's a good movie.
All right, that's like when the Portland Trailblazers selected Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan, but whatever you
oh gosh,
exactly
whatever you say.
That is exactly what it is. The first pick, that's a rotten pick, and it got 52 on Rotten Tomatoes. Just want to let you know. All right,
that's all right, but you like it. This is your pick, so it's your draft. Darrell, you got the number two pick in the movie category.
And by the way, the number one pick in that draft was Hakeem Olajuwon. Then Portland got number two.
That was defensible.
And nobody argued that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So next, I'm going to go with an oldie but a goodie, Christmas Story. I think there's so many really great quotable moments from that movie, and I have a lot of fond memories of it. I think a lot of people seem to love it too. So I'm gonna go with that.
All right. Tryce, have you ever heard of or seen The Christmas Story?
Both.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Have you watched
your
it?
Ageist remark away, please.
Have you watched it all in one sitting, or you just like see parts of it on TNT when it's on all day?
I watched it all in one sitting. Yep.
Yeah.
I grew up
I still have
a kid of cable TV. So during the Christmas season, I'm on break. I'm sitting watching all the movies.
I can tell you that whole movie, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing from beginning to end.
I got you. That would make sense.
It's a good Midwestern Christmas movie too.
Yeah. Funny enough, Christmas Story, that's the movie with the leg lamp, correct?
Fragile. Yes.
Yeah. Funny enough, my wife's hometown in Oklahoma, Chickasha, Oklahoma, their whole claim to fame in across the nation is that during the Christmas season, actually all year round, they have a giant statue of the leg lamp. I will send it to you, so you can see this. And that's my argument of why my hometown is better than my wife's. But giant.
Wait, can I throw one other? Did you know about that movie? Do you know that the boy who plays the lead in that movie, his name's Peter Billingsley. You know what his aunt is? Barbara Billingsley, June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver. That's his aunt. Just a crazy. Did you know? Some gee whiz kind of moment. We probably lost half our audience just mentioning.
You did. You lost me.
I was about to say, Tryce, do you know what Leave It to Beaver is?
She was also on the airplane. You remember the movie Airplane? And the white woman's trying to talk jive. The old white woman's trying to talk jive.
I've seen that clip. Okay. I ain't seen the movie, but I've seen the clip.
All right, so I thought you was about to reveal like his aunt was Donna Summers or something, like a black woman, something that was more kind of
right.
Just name a bunch of.
I got the
stuff.
third pick in this category. I was hoping some of my stuff on my list would be gone because now this is too hard of a choice. You know what? I was gonna try to be people pleasing and try to get my roster to get the most votes, but I'm just gonna pick the one that is most meaningful to me and my family, and I'm gonna pick Jingle All the Way, which is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie about.
No, it's a Sinbad. It's a Sinbad.
It's Sinbad movie. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yes, it
my
is.
bad. My bad.
Thank you.
Arnold's
Thank
name
you.
is at the top, but Sinbad is the star.
Also from Michigan. But you know.
Yep. And man, that was the first, like my wife and I, our first Christmas together. We randomly that's the movie we could agree on to watch, like the Christmas movie to watch together. And so when our oldest son was about 5 or 6 years old, we bought the movie on Amazon. Tryce, you said a Christmas classic is anything that you like. And so for us, it's like, it don't matter. Like, we'd introduce some stuff. But that's my pick, Jingle All the Way. So show you got number 4.
I'm just gonna probably go with. I'm gonna probably go with the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the
classic,
the Jim Carrey version.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with that one. To be perfectly, I don't really have a favorite Christmas movie. Although I do like Christmas movies, I can't say that one is my favorite.
Right. That's why it's hard.
This is definitely a tradition in our house, though, is to watch The Grinch Who Stole Christmas multiple times throughout the Christmas holiday.
Okay. We love the Benedict Cumberbatch, the newer animated one.
I don't think I've ever watched the whole thing.
That's the only Christmas movie that I don't mind watching all year long. Like my kids will turn it on in July and stuff, and that was my second choice. But anyways, Tryce.
Killed the soundtrack for that movie.
Yeah. What were you saying, Anastacia?
Yeah, my kids, I like ever since they've seen the Benedict Cumberbatch version, they don't want to watch like the original anymore. I'll say like, let's watch The Grinch, and they're like, this one, like the new
this ain't The Grinch.
Yes, they don't like the old one at all, which I'm deeply offended at, and we watch it anyway. But
of course, well, my kids saw the Jim Carrey version for the first time this year, and my daughter is the one who liked it the most because she's the meanest out of all of them, and so she's also nonverbal autistic, and she threw a ladder at her brother yesterday. There's a story for another day. Anyways, Tryce, you got the number 5 pick.
With my first round pick in the movie segment of the 2025 Good Culture Christmas Draft, I'm going to go with the greatest animated Christmas movie of all time, The Polar Express.
I almost picked that.
No.
By the way, real quick, the train in Polar Express was inspired by the train that's on the campus of Michigan State University, because the writer of that movie was there and saw the train and got inspired by it as a kid. So
Darrell,
just to know.
let me tell you something, Darrell.
Facts.
Let me tell you something. I gotta tell my wife about you, because she get mad at me so much for my fun facts. I love fun facts. You might be the first person that I've ever met that got more fun facts than me.
Tryce, we're gonna get along well. Trust me. It's funny because the other thing, I love Polar Express. When my daughter was a newborn, I would sit and watch it with her. What's crazy about that is people don't know that movie, obviously one of the most expensive, I think still the most expensive animated movie ever made. Also, the animatronic and the technology they used was so real that it became very scary for kids. It was known as one of the scariest animated movies for little kids to go watch in the movies, because the features were so close to regular scale. And most animation, the brain doesn't know what to do with that, because it's used to seeing animation with something slightly off scale. So your brain can register that it's not a real person, but it was so freaky for kids. But man, I love that movie. Excellent choice.
We have to skip the doll in the puppeteer scene every time.
Yeah. I was going to listen, man, we don't got time for this, but I can't stand that movie.
I love it.
I'm gonna send y'all a video. We went to an interactive Polar Express experience. On a real train. It moves. They got dancers coming in. It's a whole production in a rail car.
I'm with it.
Like when I was a kindergarten teacher, I would watch it every year with my kids. They'd come to school in their pajamas. We would make hot cocoa.
Yeah.
It's not just the movie. It's the whole thing.
Do your kids like it, Anastacia?
No, but my kids like to watch unboxing of YouTube.
But so this is the thing. This is the other thing. We were our children's pastor probably about 5 or 6 years ago. They did a movie event and they didn't let the kids vote. They picked Polar Express and they watched it. And about 20 minutes in, the kids were all like, "Man, this is whack. I don't want to watch this." And so when we let the kids vote, they never vote for it. So
how old are they? How old were the kids?
Anywhere between kindergarten and 5th grade.
Okay. Well, that's a wide range right there. Like 5th graders are basically 14
Yeah,
now.
but my kids don't. My kids, even my personal kids, are like they've never really loved
Maybe
it.
It's the adults. Maybe the adults like it. We have to like think about it.
Maybe.
Like the adults always chose that film. Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you, Sho. That's an indication of the declining social fabric of America. Is kids saying they don't like the Polar Express.
Polar Express.
All right, whatever, man. Song, Darrell, you got number one. You got the number one pick in the song category, Christmas song.
Don't do it.
It's easy for me. It's
Don't
This
do
Christmas
it.
by Donnie Hathaway. This
Don't
Christmas
do
by
it.
Donnie Hathaway. Always.
Don't do it.
Always. Sorry, man. That's it. This Christmas, Donnie Hathaway. That's my pick. It has everything. Soulful. You've got all of the what you're shaking hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got mistletoe.
Yeah.
You got everybody engaging. It's amazing. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to hear Sho's response to this. What you got against This Christmas, Donnie Hathaway? Come on, bro.
I think that's what he wanted, isn't it? Isn't that why you're mad?
That's the problem. Tryce sees me as somebody who is
hater
and negative, and I'm mad because I wanted that as my pick.
Yeah, I feel we hear. I know.
Okay. Yeah. That's better.
That was my.
I'm glad to hear you have some appreciation.
Y'all don't feel like the Brown version is better?
See,
no,
I'm not.
The movie with the Brown version is
not at all.
Was my number 3 for movies.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No,
no, not at all.
All right.
Nope.
So this one, Christmas music is not really my thing, so I am going to just do I don't have any Christmas song I really like is going to be so obscure that no one's ever heard it before. And so I'm going to pick the People Pleaser one and also just piss Darrell off. I'm going to take Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
All right. Like I'm long suffering and forbearing, and I love you, dear brother. So I will not make any vituperative commentary about your decision.
It's okay.
I won't do that.
Listen, my wife listens to it every day in the car. Apparently, I'm not in the car with her on the way to school, but she was telling me my son last week, my 5-year-old, he's like, "This again?"
Oh my goodness.
So he's over it as well. But all right, show number 3.
All right, since Darrell took my song, which is the one and only This Christmas, to
Facts. Thank you.
All the black women under the age of 45 who think Chris Brown's version is better. I will probably have to now move on to the next best song that was ever made to celebrate Christmas, which is Stevie Wonder's "What Christmas Means to Me."
Yeah, come on, Doc. All right.
So
Detroit, by the way. Detroit, you're welcome.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, all the music. You guys had a monopoly on blackness in the 60s, so
we did for sure.
It was like it was almost like Atlanta hip hop now. It's like you couldn't allow anybody else to make music.
That's right. And we created the blueprint for black folks owning their own music. That was the blueprint for it.
And also slave labor and the exploitation of royalties.
All of that.
Shout out Barry Gordy. Shout out Barry Gordy laying the blueprint.
The best thing that Barry Gordy, the most underrated thing that Barry Gordy ever did was The Last Dragon. I just want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? So
all right.
Tryce, we not
gonna go the 4th pick.
So I want to choose the Chris Brown version just so folks online can show you that there's a lot of love for Chris Brown in this Christmas version.
Should be Black Valley.
There should be.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying that. No. Nobody's saying that Chris Brown doesn't deserve love. He doesn't deserve to be in the same category as Donnie Hathaway when it comes to this Christmas.
You know, Darrell talked earlier about impact. Whenever we think about the impact of a song, Chris Brown is up there with Mariah Carey.
100%, yes. It's definitely classic territory at this point.
That's a classic Christmas song now.
It's a classic Christmas song at this point.
Wait. Are you... Is your logical deduction is that the song is popular and classic because Chris Brown did a rendition of it?
No. Chris
Brown
the song did a new version, and it has become a classic Christmas song.
He's saying that specific version has become a classic Christmas song. Is what he's saying.
Yes.
Well, you
version,
can't pick that song either way because
you might even hear that version now more than Donnie Hathaway. I'm just
100% do.
Hot take.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
only
that's true.
because millennials,
The recency
I wouldn't
effect.
even say, the recency and the people
The
who
declining
maybe
social
run
fabric of
the declining social fabric of our the state of our public spaces. When I go into a Foot Locker, it's not run by somebody who's logical like me, but maybe some Gen Zer who wants to hear shake your booty music, and it's like, oh, and then for Christmas, here's Chris Brown.
all y'all want to do is shake.
All y'all want to do is shake your booty and wear your pants sagging.
You got to stop going to Foot Locker and find a local sneaker boutique, and maybe that'll be better.
That's what I did. I just
There you
Foot
go.
Locker
He go to
out
the
there.
Supreme store in Atlanta. He go to the Supreme store.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway,
what I'm
let me
saying
get
is
to let me
the
get to
shoe
my pick.
store. The shoe store
Yeah.
I go to is playing My Favorite Things by John Coltrane. So
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw a curveball to widen my potential audience for this category with my first pick in the song category of the 2025 Good Culture Christmas Draft. I'm going Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. Not only one of the greatest Christmas songs ever, one of the best Christmas music videos ever as well.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't think I've seen the music video.
We need to do
nor
a
did I sing the
live
song.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Do I need to
I've never
present
seen the
and
video
share
either.
screen?
No,
I wouldn't
we
mind,
don't have time.
Anastacia was supposed to be our Holy Spirit when it came to time. She's checked out. So
Yeah.
let's
Well,
let's
she
go.
has the
I
fifth
think
pick.
I don't do it. Besides being like, all right,
Yeah.
enough.
All right.
But
well, you got the
Tryce,
fifth
I like
pick.
I like one of the things I do appreciate about top fives and draft picks is when people go outside of what people expect
Right.
them to do.
Yeah.
And then that we find out that was a home run hit. Like you know what? You
Mhm.
went outside, your scouting report was excellent. You found a ram in the bush. And I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna come back and convene later and find out if that pick was good because Polar Express was terrible. All right, go ahead, go.
All right, Anastacia, you got the last pick in this round song.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm trying to win. I think I'm just sharing the things that I like.
That's fine. That's a strategy.
I'm just like, I like these. Okay, so if I was like trying to win, I would maybe go with like Let Us Know by Boyz II Men. I feel like people really like that one. But what I truly like is What Do the Lonely Do for Christmas? I love that song.
The emotions.
Yes, I love that song. What Do the Lonely Do for Christmas? And
That's classic.
But I still
That's
sing
classic.
it.
All right.
Hey,
Cool.
that's my wife. My wife plays that all the time, and sometimes I'll be like,
Listen.
"Ma'am, are you trying to communicate?"
Tell me something. My husband's like, you are really singing that. I'm like, this is my jam. Okay, so yes.
All
I'm
right,
surprised.
let's
I'm
go on
surprised, Show, you didn't go with Silent Night Temptations. I kind of felt like you might pull that out too.
Here's my hot
Mhm.
take. Remember, I told you I had a
Yep.
hot take with music.
Yep.
Now, this is purely not off technique, not off execution, but just off of vibe. I would pick Destiny's Child Silent Night over the Temptations.
I'm not mad at it. I would actually pick Boyz II Men's acapella Silent Night. It's one of my favorites. We used to do it in high school a lot. I love that too.
Yeah.
Over it. So yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Darrell, how many lives have you lived?
Oh,
I lived in
you don't even
Detroit.
want to know. No,
Please, I'm
no.
a-
Yeah.
You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know.
Yeah.
I'll just say my life has been peripatetic, and I'm all over the place with no real vision. It seems like, but
Enough lives to be able to use peripatetic in the sentence. That's how many lives.
Yeah.
I think that explains it all, right?
No, man.
Oh,
All right,
God.
so we're going to food now. This is probably the worst category to have the number one pick in, which of course means I got the number one pick. I mean, it depends on how you want to look at this. I'm gonna go. Ham is my favorite food, like in a big family meal. Not my favorite food, but we talked about this at the Thanksgiving episode that didn't work out. But I can't stand turkey. But I'm gonna go something that's more exclusively Christmas, and I think does in fact fall in the food category. And I'm gonna take candy canes with the number one pick.
Yeah. Ooh, that's an underrated pick. I didn't even think about that. That's good.
Wow.
Neither me, and I like
That's
it.
hard. That's hard. Yeah. All right.
I
Yeah.
like it.
The people gonna like that one.
Terrible.
I told you I'm trying to win. I didn't say they were good.
I'm trying to win.
They're Christmas.
Especially whenever they get like the little watermelon, the green and red ones.
They're not bad, though. They're not bad.
Mm-hmm.
They freshen your breath up, if nothing else. Anyway, show you got number 2.
Well, yeah. Well, if I was trying to win, I would lean into the fact that our society is declining, as we have told, as I've emphasized. There's a declining social.
If you was trying to win, you just try to bum people out at Christmas time. You think that's going to help you win?
No, that was what I'm saying. And because of the declining social fabric, we need an heavenly treat. Amen. And because this is the season of Jesus, what we need is communion. Oh, come on, somebody.
Well.
The number one feast, the number one food is the bread of the Son and the blood that we would drink.
Yes.
I don't know what else.
Not a Jesus Duke.
But because we are,
I call it the Jesus Duke. I say that
because we're existing in a secular discussion right now, to some degree. I'll say eggnog.
Dang it! That was you took all right. Dang it, that was right. That was mine. All right.
I don't like eggnog. All right, Tryce.
Okay, for my first round pick in the food category of the 2025 Good Show Christmas draft, I'm going with the undefeated red velvet cake.
I don't know if that's Christmas though.
I didn't associate that with Christmas before.
What other holiday? What's another perfect treat dessert that is most aligned with the holiday? What's better than red velvet cake on Christmas? The colors are red and white. You might even throw a green topping on.
But you can have red velvet cake at a baby shower.
But it's become quintessentially Christmas dessert. The people
you're trying to make it. You're trying to make it.
So the first time I ever seen red velvet cake at a Christmas party was 2 days ago.
There you go.
But
I'm tapped in.
That's your pick, man.
Okay. Right. You can't win alone. I was gonna go eggnog. Now I can't. Okay, stay with me. They are called Royal Dansk butter cookies. Okay, the blue tin butter cookies. Yeah. Those are quintessential Christmas. I only ever see them at Christmas, and they are at Publix. I don't even know if they're at Wal Mart. They might be.
But you see the tin all year long, right? Yeah. With people's sewing kit inside.
Come on, cultural capital, Ian.
Wait, say it again.
Put your change in there.
That cross cultural.
You see the tin all year long with just like the sewing kit and stuff inside.
Absolutely.
Correct. And change. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Change. That's so interesting. This is why like humans are more alike, because it's so hilarious. It don't matter what part of the world you're in. Well, let me say this. It doesn't matter what part of the United States you're in. For some reason, people all utilize it for the same thing.
Yes. That and like the Crown Royal bags.
The Crown Royal bag was nothing but fun.
Those absolutely do not transcend.
Absolutely.
That's us.
That doesn't travel. That doesn't travel. That stays right here. That don't travel.
All right, so I'm going to go. I didn't know what they were called. I just like the blue tin cookies, but they're called Royal Dansk.
I'm looking them up right now. Danish butter.
I know those.
Royal Dansk Danish butter cookies.
Those are classic. Everybody used to put their needle and thread in there afterward. My grandmother, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. All right, Darrell, you go wrap this round up.
Yeah, y'all just messed me up. I'm on eggnog so bad. So, by the way, eggnog, if you're Baptist, it's spiked. If you're Pentecostal, it's not spiked. That's a whole other conversation for a different day.
Oh, is that why I don't like it? Because I grew up Pentecostal?
Yeah, I grew up. Yeah, well, you grew up Pentecostal. You just made sure it couldn't have been spiked, because I grew up Pentecostal. We had it too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. Man, I'm just gonna go with. Mine was more generic than Anastasia's. I needed to be more specific. I wanted Christmas cookies as just a generic thing, but she was so specific. So I guess I'm gonna go with gingerbread cookies.
Yeah. Gingerbread, yep.
I'm gonna go with gingerbread.
Can't go wrong.
I like them. I just know that it's a food that people seem to at least
are
make.
Not good, but they are synonymous with Christmas.
They're very popular to do it. Yeah. That's it. I don't have a great one for that.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually eat them though, or make them.
Exactly. That's food you play with. That's food
I just see kids like cutting them out with like the brown cardboard. Like that's it. I don't ever see them consumed.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right, so
that's like drafting Shador Sanders. It's like I don't really want to do it, but off the name alone,
Kind of have to.
I'm drafted. Gotta have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, brother. That's another freezing cold.
We can debate that. He's been
Another
playing better
freezing cold
than,
take.
anyway. Moving on. All right, so this next one is tradition, and this one's probably the most open to discussion. We might have some debates. Yeah, subjective. But Show, you got number one pick here.
Well, one of the traditions that we used to do as a family when I was young was my parents used to allow us to open one present on Christmas Eve.
Mm. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my tradition.
For us, it had to be clothes. You couldn't open like real gift.
Good present.
It had to be clothes, and it was always the pajamas that you was finna getting into.
Yeah, we did that.
And take a picture.
So basically, it was like, just here, take these pajamas and put them on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you get the experience of unwrapping something.
Yeah.
So, Show, do you continue that with your kids, or are you like, nah, bro, we're doing everything?
No, we definitely did not. No, we everything. So our kids, as I said once again, our daughter loved it growing up, but our boys, neurotypical. Our youngest son likes the idea of unwrapping stuff, and he loves cars, and so we would buy a bunch of train tracks and cars, but they would literally play with them for an hour and just go back to just doing their life. And so in our house, I am genuinely trying to cease the celebration of Christmas in the way in which we do presents, because it's like we're wasting our time. Like nobody is enjoying this.
Yeah.
No one actually plays with stuff. We're wasting money and we're wasting time.
Can you wrap up stuff he already has?
So we'll do 2 or 3 gifts at the most, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now what we do is, like, if we know our son loves green peas. Have you ever seen like those harvest green peas, that dehydrated green peas? Yeah. We'll box those up.
Yeah. No, my daughter gets a lot of Cheetos and pudding for Christmas.
Yes, exactly. If we know you love it, we're gonna box that up and get that to you.
Absolutely.
And she's like, her brothers are like trying to open all their stuff. She gets like half as much as them, but she's opening. She's like, whatever she gets that she likes, she's like, I want this. Like, this, whatever, if it's in the box, like, no, open this and give me this. Like, why are you trying to give me this box and then give me something else? Like, I want this. Yeah. So
kids are simple. It reminds me of the viral video of the kid who got a avocado in his stocking, and he's like, avocado. They simple, real simple.
Right.
Yeah,
Tryce.
I believe Christmas, as you become a parent, Christmas becomes more it becomes more for you than it does actually your kids in some ways. I mean, I tell my wife that I'm like, I think you're celebrating it because of you and the lack of Christmases that you had as a child, and you're wanting to live vicariously through your kids. And I get it, and amen. And
so you turn Christmas into a therapy session.
We do.
That's what it is.
For sure. Yeah.
That's what it is. And I've allowed my wife to have her moment. Because she knows and that.
Now you're going to shut it down.
No. I just say shut it down to the point where we're not buying 10 gifts for each kid. It's like, buy 2.
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, we definitely limit the numbers too. All right. For my first pick in the tradition category of the 2025 Good Culture Shirt Draft, I am going with Christmas morning breakfast. So imagine the scene.
That's a good one.
Everyone has opened their gifts. The children are on the living room floor at grandpa's feet playing with their gifts. The dads are picking up the trash, putting it in the trash bags, as we so often do. Coffee has been made, and all the aunties are in the kitchen going to work. Because, of course, they do breakfast best. So we got sausage, we got eggs, we got... I don't know. Y'all do peanut butter and syrup? I do. We got sweet
tapped into his Dave Chappelle right there.
I'm just saying, Christmas morning breakfast is fire. Fire. Chocolate milk, that Nesquik chocolate milk. Ooh.
All right.
Memories.
Anastacia, you got number 3?
Yeah, but we don't do that at all.
You gotta start. We
like rush breakfast because we're trying to get to the food.
Oh yeah,
the food. You understand what I'm saying? The real food. So the kids
Pop-Tarts and be happy, huh?
Yeah.
Gotta cook breakfast.
And they're playing. Okay, traditions. So we love Christmas lights. We do drive-throughs and walk-throughs all around the city every year. There's like one down the street from my house. We do, for those listeners who are in Atlanta, we do the Botanical Gardens. We go to neighborhoods. Like, we drive through the lights. We walk through the lights every single year, multiple times a year. That's our tradition.
We did. We've done illumination.
That was mine.
We've done the World of Illumination. That joint is so expensive though. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
high.
At least I think it was expensive. I can't remember.
No,
But
they're definitely all high. It's ridiculous, but
yeah.
we go.
Darrell, what you got?
So I'm going to draft the annual glorious family destroying creativity unleashing ritual of building gingerbread houses. And I enjoy it so much. I didn't start out with this, but the love of my life introduced it to me later. And since with the kids, often we'll do these gingerbread houses. So you think about it, the tradition has everything. It's creative. You get to be an architect, a pastry chef, a candy engineer. You get to do all of that. And it gets pretty cooperative. Sometimes it starts a war. You kind of learn really quickly if you're a family that works in harmony, or are you the sibling who accidentally eats the structural gumdrops. Like, all of that comes up, and it's pretty flawed. Like, no one house is perfect. The walls start to sag, the roof slides, icing's everywhere, but it's a beautiful metaphor of like the messy, sweet joy of the season. So, and most importantly, it leaves a tangible memory. So you get that lopsided house sitting on your counter for weeks, and every time you see it, you remember the laughter and the competition and the sticky fingers. So I'm all about building those core memories. So that's it.
Yeah.
That's a great one. We did that for the first time this year with our boys, and I wasn't sure, but they had a ball.
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
As did I. And it was good to kind of see like their personalities. Like, my oldest son was very deliberate. Like, he wanted everything to be perfect. My youngest was eating the structural gumballs. And so, and it was a terrible, terrible house. Would not pass code at all. But we had a ball. So.
I'm excited because I think our youngest is about to be able to actually like compete against and it's going to be, because it's not fun if you're not competing, you know. So
for real,
at least
I agree.
Not in our house. So no, that's a good one. You leaning heavy on the gingerbread though, Darrell.
You are.
I mean, I didn't even the gingerbread cookies. I just didn't know anything else, y'all. It was a deep. I didn't have anything. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. So
it's good for motion sickness.
Everybody took all mine from this category, so I'm gonna go with ugly sweaters. It's not. I think it's cool. I think it tells you something about somebody, how ugly they're willing to let their sweater get when they step out in public. It reveals sometimes, or even just like what they think ugly is. Or you talking about giving people a chance to get creative. I had some people at our house a couple of days ago. They made their sweaters with garland and Christmas bows.
That's my wife. That's my wife. My wife goes all the way in. She makes sweaters.
Yeah,
she's about a person like it'll light up. She does the whole light up sweater.
Yeah,
my mom.
I got the same one that I done wore for like 5 years in a row because I don't go to enough of these things. But yeah. All right. Last category, Tryce, you got the number one pick in this one. It is Christmas character.
Man, hardest category for me. I'm even debating which way to go at this moment. So this is going to be a last second decision for me.
All right.
I'm thinking about.
Oh no, we don't get the with the.
Oh no! You're gonna get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He's talking it through.
Set it up. Set it up.
All right. Okay.
I'm thinking about should I go all time classic or should I go like cult favorite? Y'all tell me, all time classic or cult favorite? Tell me.
I think your idea of what a classic is very skewed and corrupted. So let's go with
classic.
Let's go with
corrupt.
Let's go with the what was it? So is it the classic or cult favorite? Let's go with cult favorite because I think you probably have a better idea what that is versus what a classic is.
Okay. So my classic would have been Scrooge. But for my first round pick in the character section of the 2025 Good Cultural Show Christmas draft, I'm going with,
Don't do it.
Home Alone earlier,
Okay.
Pigeon lady.
Oh yeah.
Pigeon lady.
Pigeon
Okay.
lady.
Oh,
Pigeon lady. So everybody talks about the shoveling brother, Uncle who?
Old Man Marley.
Old Man Marley. But
Old
y'all
Man
got to
Marley.
talk about the real hero of the Christmas
come on now.
story,
Pigeon
or
lady.
of Home Alone, when Kevin was at his lowest, with nowhere to go, with no heat. He was outside in the cold. Pigeon lady shows up right on time.
Come on.
Come on, Pigeon lady
All right,
from Home
Pigeon
Alone.
lady.
That's
He's
my
an
pick.
on-time God. Come on, somebody.
Yes, he is.
Indeed.
I hate everything about this.
Hey, the people will know.
Oh my God. But you know what, brother? I respect it. I respect you and your cardigan. All right.
Pigeon lady. Come on. Off the
All
board.
right.
Nobody else can take
Anastacia,
it.
you up. Nobody, I don't think that was a concern.
Nobody.
But okay.
Hey, that was
No.
definitely gonna be my pick. I mean, you know.
Okay, so I am actually going Clark Griswold from
Oh.
Vacation. I almost went with the brother, but I'm gonna just go with Clark. You know what I mean? He loves his family. He makes a couple mistakes, but that's a good man, Savannah. And so I'm going with Clark Griswold.
Oh.
Those.
Mm.
Hey.
All right.
You know, he's a man who spent time with his family. Took his family on Christmas vacations, summer vacations. I mean, he's a good man.
He's a good man. He is trying to keep that family together, and they ungrateful, but that's all right.
And a
All
nice,
right.
faithful little station family wagon.
Yeah,
Darrell.
yeah.
All right. So my first pick in this category, I see Pigeon Lady. That's a deep cut. I see Clark Griswold, great cut. I'm going to call forth, actually, I'm going to summon the spirit of Buddy the Elf. And let me tell you why, okay? From Elf, love the movie, big fan.
Great
Now,
one.
you might say, I mean, it's not as classic as the other ones, but I'm going to say there's a few reasons why Buddy hits me hard. Number one, here's a guy who has a whole identity crisis, man living in the elf world. He didn't fit. He was too big. His toy was whack, all of that, right? But he knew his true home was with his father. And he went on a journey to find him. That's called sanctification. Secondly, Buddy, I mean, that was his name, right? Buddy
Yeah.
has this like unwavering faith, right? He sees a sign that says world's best cup of coffee, and he took it as gospel truth. He didn't need a peer-reviewed study. He believed. He believed in Santa when the whole world called him a myth. So look, my Bible says if you have faith like a mustard seed, Buddy had faith like a whole North Pole. And Buddy was a missionary. He hit New York City, Sodom and Gomorrah with yellow cabs. His method was simple. I'm just gonna spread Christmas cheer. I'm gonna sing loud for everybody to hear. He didn't hand out
Yeah.
tracts. He handed out syrup. He was so full of joy, it was contagious. And for y'all theologians, Buddy practiced incarnational ministry. He left his perfect, snowy paradise of the North
Where'd he
Pole
go?
and descended into the gritty, cynical, revolving door hellscape of New York City to save his family. He dwelt among them. He ate their nasty gum. He got hit by a taxi for their sakes. So for me, Buddy, I'm drafting, I think he embodies the spirit of Christmas. I'm drafting unshakable belief. I'm drafting a man who knows that the four main food groups are candy, what do you say? Candy canes, candy corns, and syrup. And on this team, that's sound doctrine. Buddy the Elf, franchise player, put him on the board.
Hey, Darrell,
Let's go.
I love it. I love the
That was good.
buy-in. I love the commitment.
That was good. I love the
That's
explanation.
it.
That's a good pick.
I'm
Like-
thinking Santa Claus.
No. Can't beat
Just
that.
general
count
Santa
of-
Claus.
Yeah.
Just like
Just he's a Christmas character. It's
I
Santa
feel
Claus.
like Santa Claus should be off the board.
yeah, I think you need
100% off the board.
you got to give me a
What?
Santa Claus. You
That's
can't
a
just
cheat
say
code.
Santa.
Yeah, like which
One
one?
Santa Claus
Go.
character. Right.
All right. Well, I maybe interpreted this category a little bit differently. Fine.
You wrote
I'm
the
like-
bylaws, so I guess
Yeah, exactly. Brother, you the one who wrote the Constitution that all men
Nah,
were
but
created
this
equal,
was
and
this
you're not
was
living
this
by
was
it. What's happening?
This was Tryce's category. I didn't know we were talking about movie characters. I just Christmas character.
Not movie.
Santa Claus.
Just character.
You
Character,
said Santa
anybody.
Claus. You yourself said Santa Claus is a character.
I did say that. I did
Okay.
say that. Do you have a favorite one though? Just throw it out. You don't have to choose
We'll
it.
go
You
with
No,
just
I
say
don't
it
like
out.
Santa Claus.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
trying to win. Remember?
Nobody's gonna pick Santa Claus, bro.
All right. Well,
With all this
Okay.
winning you trying to do, I think you probably got the worst list.
I overthink it. That's what happened to me in fantasy football. I'm like, I'm trying to outthink everybody, and then
Oh,
I'm like
man.
in 11th place out of 12. So, anyways, we're
Just
gonna
pick
see who
Hans
got the worst
Gruber.
list in a second.
Pick
All
Hans
right,
Gruber.
show what you got.
All right,
Listen,
here we go.
listen. Santa Claus is better than Pigeon Lady. Come on.
No, it's not. Hey,
No, it's not.
See, you got to give me a reason why Santa Claus is better. Tryce
Yeah,
gave me a reason. He gave me something to hold
Right.
on to.
Right.
There's hope
Okay.
there.
All
There's redemption.
All right.
And
All right.
speaking of redemption, I could obviously go with the classic Grinch. The Grinch is an individual
That was
who
my second
once
pick.
was blind
Yes,
and
sir.
now can
Yes,
see.
sir.
That's an easy
Yes, sir.
answer,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
I can
sir.
also go with the world famous Billy Ray Valentine. Some of you may know him as Eddie Murphy's character in Trading Places. I could go with that.
Yes,
An
classic.
individual who was low, but through discipleship made
on, Doc.
new.
Come
And
on,
towards
Doc.
the end of the movie, knew how to
Yes.
take riches and be a giver.
Well,
Somebody who took the riches and was able to take the exploits of the world to bless
you're
others.
talking.
Come on.
Talk
You're
about
talking,
it.
Doc.
Talk
You're
about
But I'm
it.
gonna talk
That
about
is
somebody
a
who
Christmas reach. That's a Christmas reach.
I'm gonna
Go
talk
on.
about somebody who gave his life, who said, I'm willing to give my life for the sake of other people that they can celebrate Christmas because we're all locked in to sin, which is a hotel, right? And what I'm going to do is demonstrate how I'm going to live or possibly be hard to die like my Savior.
I see
Come
where
on,
we're going
somebody.
here. I see where we're going here.
I am going to give my life to fight evil, to extend
Yes,
myself
yes.
as a sacrifice,
Yes,
as
come
a
on, sacrifice.
conduit of grace
Yes,
and
yes, yes,
blessing
yes.
so that other people can enjoy families. So that other people, even though me, myself, my life is falling apart, I'm going to give it as a ransom for many. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
And he did not have shoes, and his feet were bloody. And the Bible says, how beautiful are the feet that bring good news, somebody. Come on.
Beautiful
somebody.
feet.
I don't know.
Beautiful
Let's go.
feet.
I
Let's
don't know
go.
if somebody's with me. So
Come on.
therefore, I have to go with Officer McClane
Yes.
and Die Hard, the movie. And
No
yes, it is a
argument.
Christmas movie.
Amen
And yes,
and
it
amen.
is
Amen.
a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Amen and amen.
All right.
I love it. I
So-
love it.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Do not
Bravo.
touch that nonsense.
It's the
It's
presentation.
fine.
It's the presentation.
No, that didn't have no oil. Okay, it was
That's
dry to the bone. Every word fell to the ground. Chaff. Oh, I
Listen,
mean, blew
man.
away. Chaff blows away.
Oh,
The haters
gosh.
gonna
Okay,
hate.
so
Hey,
I'ma
the
just read
haters
off-
gonna hate.
We're gonna read off these rosters.
Anastacia
we'll
said your
see.
oil was crusty.
Who wins? All right. And
Your
we're gonna
oil
put
is
these in the
right.
show notes. We're gonna put these in the show notes as well. So if people want to vote, and let us know who they think won.
All right.
All right. So Anastacia, your roster is movie The Family Stone, song What Do the Lonely Do for Christmas, food Royal Dance, however you say that, butter cookies, aka blue tin cookies, Christmas lights, and Clark Griswold is your character. All right.
Yeah.
So
You gonna
Daryl.
get 2 out of 2.5.
That's a strong
yeah,
list.
Daryl. Christmas movie is The Christmas Story, song This Christmas by Donnie Hathaway, food gingerbread
win.
cookies,
This is where you fell
tradition
off.
gingerbread houses, and character Buddy the Elf. All right.
You're beating
mine-
Anastacia. You're beating Anastacia.
Yeah. Mine is
I
movie
did.
Jingle All the Way, song All I Want for Christmas, food candy canes, tradition ugly sweaters, and character Santa Claus.
You're very pop. Your answer is very
Yeah.
pop culture. You're
Mainstream.
It
if
might
you
win
will.
out for that reason.
It's giving you the
Yeah, I
commercial.
told you I was trying to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
we live in
might
a
make it.
society where people are kind of hipster
Yeah.
and moving away from
I
the
probably
mainstream.
shouldn't have told people that I
Yeah.
was trying to win.
They're
You leaned
tired
in a
of,
little too
of
much.
the basic storyline
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
What
All
is
right.
this?
You leaned in-
Something
you
new.
leaned in a little too-
You got the Jim Carrey Grinch.
That's the
You
one.
got the song What Christmas Means to Me from Stevie Wonder, Eggnog,
Classic.
Presents on Christmas Eve, and John McClane.
See,
Yeah, the Christmas Eve was a little weak, but everything else is a
Christmas
winner.
Eve was a little weak, but strong list. Strong
It's all right.
All right. And then Tryce, you
Talk
got
about
the Polar Express,
Mm.
Wonderful Christmas by Paul McCartney,
Mm,
Red Velvet Cake,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas morning breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
and the pigeon lady.
Talk to me. The people
I feel
for
like
the people.
I feel like I'm at least third place here.
What Kamala be saying all the time? For the people.
I think Tryce is probably the worst. I think
I don't know, Tryce.
Tryce is probably the worst. You probably got the worst list, Tryce.
I think Tryce, yeah, he definitely overthought that thing. Listen, man.
But you did expose me to Paul McCartney. I don't think I've ever heard that song before. I'm
Simply
You've
having.
heard it.
So,
Okay.
Folks, let us know if you're watching on YouTube. Let us know in the comments who won. If you are listening on a podcast app, then I don't know how they're going to send us an email. admin@goodcultureinstitute.com.
Leave comments in the YouTube chat. If you're listening to this on Spotify, if you're listening to this on anywhere where podcasts are platform, then hit us up in we're going to post an image with all of our list on Facebook and on Instagram. You can leave comments on who you thought won on Facebook or on Instagram.
There it is. Love it.
Sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our Christmas episode. It's been fun, but with all seriousness, we hope that you guys enjoy this particular season. However you do it, however you celebrate, however you reflect on the goodness of Jesus, man, do that. Make it about him. Make it about his love, not only for yourself, but for other people. And do good and be joyous.
Amen.
Sweet.
Thank you for listening to The Good Culture Show. We hope our conversation sparked something in you. And since you've made it this far, you might as well share, subscribe, and leave a review. Stay connected as we curate, create, and commentate. You can watch episodes on YouTube at Show Baraka Show. You can also learn more about good culture at goodcultureinstitute.com. Until next time, be joyful and do good.